Hello, Professor. This is Catherine Mulholland. I'm going to show you my audience. Kylie, stop it. Good evening. My name is Catherine Mulholland, and I'm going to be discussing mandatory drug testing for welfare recipients. The welfare system is there to assist citizens incapable of supporting themselves. It is a safety net instituted by the government and funded by able citizens through taxes. For the unemployed, unskilled, elderly, and the physically challenged, the monthly welfare check is a godsend. It provides a cushion from the harsh economic prospects that would have to wrangle with without such a system. What happens when welfare checks go towards other purposes other than supporting those in need? What happens when welfare is used to fund drug addiction? Would that be in line with the spirit of the welfare system? It would not, and perhaps even more depressing is the fact that welfare checks used to facilitate drug abuse act against the ideas and interests of the taxpayers. The sad news is drug and alcohol abuse are common with people dependent on welfare. To prevent this and to make sure the money goes to those who need it, mandatory drug testing must be implemented on recipients of welfare. While an argument can be made that subjecting welfare recipients to mandatory drug testing would be demeaning, think about the following situation. A child is born to drug-addicted parents. The child will inevitably be denied the benefit of welfare funds as the parents are more likely to use up all the money abusing drugs. No child should be put in this position. A mandatory drug test where failing amounts to exclusion from the welfare system might be the wake-up call such parents or other addicts feeding their habit through welfare need. If welfare receivers are not held responsible through the institution of mandatory drug testing, then the effectiveness of the welfare system diminishes. Mandatory drug testing is also an inexpensive way to help curb drug abuse in our society. The menace of drug abuse has long been a relevant issue in our country. Thousands of rehabilitation centers accept addicts, treat them, and then release them, only to have them come back after a relapse. A more effective approach to the problem would be to restrict access to easy money offered through the welfare system that is often abused. Some people might argue that denying addicts access to their sole source of finances would only serve to turn them to a life of crime. I beg to differ. First, people reliant on welfare have no other source of income. They are dependent on the system for their very survival. If they are denied access to welfare as a result of drug abuse, often they will turn their lives around for the better. Mandatory drug testing for recipients of welfare is, therefore, a necessary compromise not only for the benefit of those addicted to drugs, but also for the society, as it will help address drug abuse effectively. Laws should be passed in every state to demand mandatory drug testing for welfare recipients. Just as a private company has the right to compel an employee to take a drug test, states too should exercise the same power. The effectiveness of the measure is evident, as it would reduce the number of welfare recipients abusing drugs and improve their living. And this is a print off. It just shows across the board. Doesn't matter Democrats, Independents, or Republicans. They all across the board voted and agree that mandatory drug testing should be implemented for welfare recipients. And I'm going to show you my audience again. They're all still here. And that is the conclusion of my presentation. Thank you.